Every so often, you have to wonder about wealthy people, rich people. Sometimes they forget that they are in the minority and they should watch what they say, because sometimes when they come out and tell the truth, even those people who were defending them will start to see what they really are, who they really are. I mean, let's be clear here. I have been speaking about this for a very long time. The wealthy people, those who don't really earn but depends on workers, the working class, to have whatever it is that they have, they continue to not realize the importance of the worker, that the worker is a stakeholder. And to put it bluntly, they need the worker more than the worker needs them. But this Australian, a great old capitalist, Tim Gurner, one of Australia's richest men, he came and he said out loud what most of these rich people believe. I want you to listen to what he has to say here, and then I want to take it on the other side, because what I want folks to realize, first of all, is what he's saying is something we talked about, what the feds are trying to do in America. And I want you to take a listen very well, and then we'll take it on the other side. There we go.
I think the problem that we've had is that we have people decided they didn't really want to work so much anymore through COVID, and that has had a massive issue on productivity. Tradies have definitely pulled back on productivity. They have been paid a lot to do not too much in the last few years, and we need to see that change. We need to see unemployment rise. Unemployment has to jump 40, 50% in my view. We need to see pain in the economy. We need to remind people that they work for the employer, not the other way around. I mean, there's been a systematic change where employees feel the employer is extremely lucky to have them, as opposed to the other way around. So it's a dynamic that has to change. We've got to kill that attitude, and that has to come through hurting the economy, which is what the whole global, the world is trying to do. The governments around the world are trying to increase unemployment to get that to some sort of normality. And we're seeing it. I think every employer now is seeing it. I mean, there is definitely massive layoffs going off. People might not be talking about it, but people are definitely laying people off, and we're starting to see less arrogance in the employment market, and that has to continue because that will cascade across the cost balance.
I want you guys to understand what this plutocrat, this oligarch, this wealthy dude just said. Something that I mentioned a few shows ago, and some people got on my case. No, that's not what they're doing. I said the Federal Reserve is raising interest rates not because it had to, but because it is doing the biddings of the wealthy. Remember, inflation has very little to do with there being shortages. Our inflation has everything to do with the wealthy wanting to gouge us to get even more money. And who do they have to help them with? This plutocrat confessed. He said governments all over the world have also realized that people don't want to work as hard, that people don't want to go ahead, that in other words, they are working as if they're doing the employer a favor, and they need to get their act together. And remember, we are not honored to have you as a worker. You are honored to have us as your employer. That's what he said. That's what he inferred. And he said the governments around the world are working to increase unemployment. You heard that out of his mouth. It's something that I've been saying for a long time. It's something that Elizabeth Warner went ahead and told the Federal Reserve guy as well, Powell. She said, please, your document says that you need to raise unemployment to 4-point-something%. And what does that mean? 2 million more people unemployed. And why do they want unemployed people? Because if they have a glut of people unemployed, then the plutocrats, the wealthy people, can go ahead and say, all right, you'll just have to take what we have to offer you. This method of thinking is what has us with a wealth disparity, an income disparity. And for those people who continue to support the policies of the wealthy. For those who continue to say, no, we don't want entitlements, we don't want these social programs, understand there are social programs. It's only that it's going to the wealthy. A social program is your employment to them. And he's just about told you. He said, governments around the world are making sure that you become unemployed so that we can have the pickings of workers. My brothers and my sisters, how much more do you need to hear? We have these rich people making these kinds of mistakes all over. Because remember, the smart ones aren't the rich people. They are smart in capitalism. They understand how to move paper without doing work. But the ones who have the intellect, you're the ones that make the economy work. You are the ones that create the products. You are the ones whose intellect are the scientists, etc., that get things done. People, come on. We've got to wake up. These guys have become so comfortable in their wealth. They have become so comfortable and think that they have made you dumb enough that you will continue to be there. And once you start to feel a little bit arrogant about being in control as the employee, that they need you, oh, they're going to clip your wings. No, they can't clip their wings. There are a hell of a lot more of us than there are them. Orders of magnitude more of us than them. Remember, keep that in the back of your head. Assert your worth.
We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number one, subscribe to our channel. And number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.